Wrong turn.
Okay, so today there was an accident on 10. We already had a super long drive day today. We went a little over 500 miles yesterday. We're going to push it for a little over 500 miles today. And then there was an accident on 10, which then closed the road. And we had a 2.5 hour delay. So now we are pushing, getting to a boondocking location, and the sun is going down. It's never good when your headlights have to come on and you're headed to a boondocking spot.
Take the second exit at the traffic circle.
We are running 3 different GPSs in order to get to said boondocking location. But at least in the camera it doesn't look super dark, but it's feeling dark. Do you ever have that feeling you're chasing the sun and the sun is winning? That's what it feels like right now. So hopefully when we get where we're going, there's enough sun, enough little dusk so that we can see to get parked. So I decided to bring you along in this conversation just in case when we get up here that is not the case. We did everything we could to not arrive at dark. But 2.5 hours, you really can't plan for that, right? Like, that's a really long traffic delay. All right.
Take the second exit at the traffic circle.
There's obviously 600 traffic circles on this road we are on. We are in Arizona. Okay, hopefully we're getting close. Hopefully.
A man and a woman left their home to switch things up and go on the road. They didn't know where they would go, but it's gotta be better than staying home. They switched it up. They switched it up.
You better put on hazards.
They're on, but that doesn't mean it's stopping anybody from zipping up here. I don't know if this is the right location for us to be going into. Since he's stopping, I'm guessing the answer is no. All right, let's figure out what's going on.
Wrong turn. So now we gotta do a U-turn somehow.
So now we gotta back up because we made the wrong turn. Actually, we followed the GPS, all of them, but here it says that the road narrows too much this direction. So I'm going to see if I can help him navigate getting back into turning around. it's just not good. And so here we are. Stuck now. Oh gosh, can we make it under this thing? How tall is that?
He says we should have a foot.
Maybe we should get a van. Oh. Oh yeah, you.
Close. He says there's an S-turn, so watch my wheels.
Okay, yeah, you had more than a foot. You were good on that one. S-turn, watching wheels. Let me get closer to you. Oh, brother. It's dark out.
This is going to be tight. Really, 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 really tight. I'm flying blind. I cannot see my back wheels.
Well, I'm watching them. You have about 6 inches to spare on the right.
Okay, now on the runway. It should just be straight shot down.
So the beautiful thing about having crew is they have spots that we get to, we're coming to boondocking at. We just left an RV park that somebody had a deeded spot. Oh, you can't probably see me. And so that was great. Like, it's just the crew's so generous and just letting us hang out at some of their spots. It's a great way to save money before we head to California. We'll spend a little time in California. Anyway, let's see when we get up here how we get situated. But we are 3 hours later now than what our anticipated arrival was. RV life, that's the way it goes. Just stay flexible, and we have an escort at least that knows where he's going.
2 years. 2 years to this day right now. Landing a helicopter on the RV. It's the countdown.
My mind goes, okay, let's go over the top. If we're gonna be the Tampa RV trailer, I wanna do something just incredible. So I threw out there, I was like, I wanna fly in a helicopter and land it on top of the RV.
I do believe you said that was a non-negotiable for you.
I did. It's non-negotiable. I did. I said that because in my mind, if you're gonna do something this crazy and stuff at the Tampa show becomes something that we really enjoy doing. Wouldn't it be cool to see, like, so I was like, okay, we'll get the deck comes up, the walls come like this on the deck railing, and then they just go out, and then we land the helicopter down and do all this stuff. But I have another request.
Well, we should ask Josh this one.
Oh yeah. Should we ask Josh
this one?
Okay, let me put the camera on here because
We're gonna put this one on.
I want you to know what our request is, because I don't think you've had it.
We're gonna find out.
So Josh is going to be the one designing.
Josh is the brains of the operation.
Something like that.
Okay, so Josh.
We are the brain of this operation.
Okay, yes,
There
we're
you go.
in it together. So Josh, so after we put this up here, we have friends that do a lot of different things.
Yep.
And so one of our friends has a helicopter. So we want to turn our deck area to land a helicopter on top. So that means because I already measured this out. So what I want to do is I want to take that when it clicks up like this.
Welcome to your first day.
Yeah, welcome to your first day on the job. So the helicopter will have enough clearance to land on top. So we would have at the RV show a helicopter sitting on top of the RV. Mm-hmm. This is my goal. I gotta think big, and that's big. I want to fly in a helicopter and land it on top of the RV.
I do believe you said that was a non-negotiable for you.
Non-negotiable for you.
Non-negotiable for you.
At this moment.
Kind of crazy.
Well, we know. We already know that.
It's a non-negotiable.
What is a non-negotiable?
The helicopter.
That is not true.
That is a non-negotiable.
Everything is negotiable.
It is a non-negotiable.
Todd, put your camera down.
Bad hair day. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to give you some context. Right about now, you're wondering, why are they landing or trying to land a helicopter on top of their RV? What just happened? That's a great question. Well, we have some friends that have helicopters, and actually have a helicopter business. And I'll go into more of that when I go in and see Sheila, but I gotta tell you what happened. We were camping at our friend's place, and we actually went on a helicopter ride one night and got to see a beautiful sunset, and it was amazing. And while we were there, I was like, hey, we built the deck to land a helicopter and can support it. Would you be willing we can at least try this or figure out what we need to adjust? And they were like, okay. So I'm not going to divulge all their information and the business and all that stuff, but the fact is he was willing to give it a shot. So he flew around and he came in, and right then we realized there could be an issue with the deck. Now, I'm going to have to go up and show you what was going on and what adjustments we're going to need to make for the stuff that's coming in the future, which is really exciting. So let me jump in and then I'll find Sheila, but let me go show you this up on top first. Yeah, we ended up getting a ladder for the hatch because we figured it would work out better. And it's actually, the thing is I can touch the ceiling, so it's really not even that tall. Okay, let me grab you. Ooh. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. We designed the deck to support 7,000 pounds. The average helicopter, the smaller ones, will range anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 pounds, fully loaded with all the fuel. So when we designed this, not only we were worried about a bunch of people standing up here, 10 people, let's say an average weight of 200 pounds, that's still 2,000 pounds. So we kind of over-engineered it for the idea of possibly things in the future. We'll go over that in a minute. What happened was when we had him come up and hover and then start to land, the key concern was, originally we'll take the railing off so it'll just be a deck surface, was these areas that stick up. So those areas are a brace for that middle section, and then we have one here as well. We have to redesign this so that the skids of the helicopter have a flat surface. Their main concern is that I said, well, we can kind of at an angle, go down and land, but there's too many braces, so there's 5 braces. And in my mind, I guess when we were building it and Spacecraft was doing it, I thought there was enough space. Well, the skids need to kind of be at a little bit of an angle, and so that won't work. And they had a concern that if they came down too close, that they would actually hit one of the braces and it could cause, some worry. So we also needed to test rotor wash. So we weren't sure how it was going to kick up the rotor and the dust and everything being up so high. So we were able to discover what that was going to be with the back deck down and the side deck down. It's actually a really good learning experience. So now what we have to do is we have to make some adjustments on each side. And then when we want to actually use this as a landing pad, I want to be able to just pull pins and pull the railing off because it is aluminum and super light, and then be able to land a helicopter for these other components. Sheila's back. Let's go down and have her fill you in on everything that's happening behind the scenes. All right, look at this angel. This is like a little glow in my hair. Isn't that beautiful, Sheila? It's pretty. Sheila's over here working. Okay.
I'm not working.
I was telling them.
Doing dishes.
You are doing dishes. Well, you're doing dishes. She's putting the dishes in the dishwasher.
That's doing the dishes.
Yeah. Okay, we had to move closer because Sheila was sitting here and I wanted to make sure that you could hear everything. So super exciting on all the stuff that's happening. Sheila's like, oh boy, here we go. Share with them kind of like behind the scenes of what was happening when we decided to create the helicopter pad and all that.
Okay, well, most of you know that like Todd's this like
I dream
yes,
big.
and you do. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's take these big dreams and figure out how to put tangible helping others behind it, right? Like the value that it adds to making an impact across the world, like that. And that's why we make a good team,
right?
We just kind of feed off of each other and we're like, okay, well, we could do this, and then what if we did that? And so the whole helicopter thing just kind of snowballed into, there's lots of times in a disaster relief area that a helicopter is very helpful.
Yeah, we just saw that model. We just saw it. We seen it in the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the hurricane and the helicopters were coming in and dropping off supplies because FEMA was behind the ball trying to play catch up. And now there's a whole new helicopter nonprofit that's happening behind the scenes. That's not part of us,
right? But that was a connection that we've been able to make through our helicopter friends. And it's all, life is just about all the different connections. And we're talking with Convoy of Hope. We're going to be partnering with them in fact, we're headed to tour their West Coast side, their West Coast distribution area.
And if you're not familiar with Convoy of Hope, we did a whole video on opening that aspect of helping in partnership with some of our events and helping in those disaster relief. So there's a whole video just on Convoy of Hope that we hope that you'll check out.
Absolutely. But like now this helicopter option gives us, well, what if we're in a spot where we just need supplies dropped and they don't have to hover down as far to mess up the whole, like there's just things that we can do to help with that. And right now I'm working on, I just talked to Convoy of Hope. In fact, I just got a text just a little bit ago that we're talking about doing some training, and we'll be doing training inside of our Founders Club. Those will be our leaders that we're going to train. So when we go into an area, they're ready to then help you all that want to show up and help us. We've got point people that can then train you as to what we need to do in the area. So we're getting steps by steps closer to what we're wanting to do, but checking out what if the helicopter could land and what needed to be done was just another piece of that.
What started out as something silly when we first started doing the build, like if you watch our RV Revolution series, and we just threw that out there when we were building the deck, can a helicopter land on it? It started kind of as a funny haha, but then developed into like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's opportunities here with the LED wall being able to push out, with the sound system that you can make announcements, with the wall saying, hey, disaster, this team can go to this area today. And there's so many elements that we never saw coming. God's a big God, and he saw something bigger than we could have. So
because we would have said, that's too big. And that's just the way God works. God gives you just enough to have you move in faith to the next step. And that's what we're doing. And we're bringing you along. That's why we're so passionate about building the community.
Yes.
So that when something happens, it's going to take a bit of time. We're organizing all the pieces and all the checking out all the things to make sure that when we get there, we're ready to go.
An example of this would be the app. So on the app, everyone's like, well, I don't understand the app. Well, the thing is if you look and you see all the dots on the app, what if, play this out, what if we get this all honed in and we get the relationships right with Convoy, we get the stuff in place with the helicopter nonprofit, and now we are basically hands and feet on ground.
Yep.
So RVers, now you can do, Sheila's got it where they're working on a push notification of like 200 miles out and you're in there. The app says, hey, we are going to meet at said and said location. If you're available, put water in your RV, grab your generators, and we're going in. And we won't be exactly where Convoy is. We would be an offshoot somewhere down the road that they can communicate with, and then we can actually help. And we might only do it a week at a time, or you know, you don't know how this is going to develop. But when she says it's taking time, we've had this dream for.
It's been a long time,
and it's not easy.
No, there's a lot of pieces behind the scenes on it, but we're passionate about it because we're passionate about bringing people together, and then those people then turning around and helping others. So it's what we're about. Be fun. That's what we're doing.
So something goofy of a helicopter turned into something bigger than we could have ever imagined, and we're happy that you're with us. We're happy you're going with us on our travel adventures every single week, and you're subscribing. And we just met like 5 people in this RV park we're at, and they've been watching.
That's great.
It's such a blessing.
Absolutely.
Our community is so good.
And so if you want to stay up to date as things are unraveling with how we're, getting geared up for this next phase of Switch It Up with being partnered with Convoy of Hope, make sure you stay in touch, sign up on the email. Like I said, we train, our leaders are inside the Founders Club, so if that's something that you're interested in or you have that gift, skills, and abilities, we'd love to use your abilities for that just to make an impact in the United States.
Yeah. Big things happening. So I know this video was weird. We started out over here getting stuck, then we went on a runway, then we tried to land a helicopter, and then we figured out some things. So that's kind of like our chaotic world we're in. You never know what's going to happen.
Everything has a purpose. It really does. It all just connects together, and we're glad that you're here because you are part of that connection.
All right. With that being said, we'll see you in the next video.
We're out.